The critical issue today of money in marriage, finance in romance. What impact does our finances have on our romance? What role does money play in marriage? It's a critical issue. We're looking at the water pots that we must refill for us to regain lost love in our relationships. When the wine runs out, what are the water pots that we must refill for things to get better, to get to a stronger level than it used to be before? And one of those water pots is the water pot of our financial affairs. Today we're considering the tank of our finances. We found out that one major area, one major issue that affects marriages, love life, both for those who are already in and for those who are about to be in, is our financial affairs.
Is money.
Money matter. Money really affects our relationship. Money matters. So today we're looking at keeping our love tank full. The impact of finance in our romance. Yeah. We're looking at money in marriage, the role that money plays in marriage. Did we ever think of that
when
we were dating?
Not really.
We didn't. In our
life somehow as we grow older, or as we mature in Christianity, we begin to realize that marriage is not about only I love you, you love me, God's will. We didn't know that finances were it was a very important topic then, and we had to cross our own hurdles. We had to learn on the job. We had to do all that by ourselves. But we realized that the young ones today are more in tune. They are more they have more knowledge about these things, and
there are more people working at helping them see what we didn't see.
They are more exposed to the information about financial challenges that one can have in marriage, one can have in even relationships. It's not even only marriage, in your relationship there are financial challenges that could come up that can be indicators of what step you take next,
or what marriage is going to be like financially with this person.
We didn't know that. We just knew the will of God.
Yeah.
And I just went into it.
No.
Did I even bother asking you how much you were earning?
How much I earned? Did we ever talk about it?
Even if we did, it was inconsequential. Because we felt God will take care of us.
Yeah, God is in control was our slogan. That was our motto for everything. God is in control. Yeah. God will take care of our children. God will, it was all God is in control. We never realized our part. And like somebody said today, you see, any teaching on faith that does not show us our own responsibility is an error, because there is always our own role and responsibility in the work of faith, and those are the things that were neglected in years past, and those things have created a lot of issues today in relationships and marriages. Then the mentality or the philosophy was love is enough. As long as you love each other.
God was in control.
Yes, God is in control. Love is enough. And those are the paradigms that, ruled our affairs in those days. And a lot of problems were encountered that could have been avoided if we have had such discussion as this. If we listen to people talk about money, financial preparation, financial readiness, I believe that we would have had a smoother ride. Yes. We would have enjoyed much more than we enjoyed. God has been so good to us, so kind to us. He has been so kind to us that we can sit down together and discuss. There are some people that didn't make it through. They didn't make it through. The marriage collapsed, under financial pressure. It collapsed because financial pressure is one of the pressures that can quickly dry up the wine in your marriage.
Fast.
Very fast. Very fast. It's in fact, you know, when you look at some of the things that plague marriages and have a potential to destroy it, we talk about communication, we talk about sex, and we talk about money. We call it the CSM. The three, you know, dangerous issues that can threaten a relationship, that can dry up the wine of love completely. You know, money is one of those things. There was no more romance in that relationship. Everything, enthusiasm had died down, celebration had died down. And he said, fill the water pot. Because when they filled the water pot and they drew out of the water pot, you see, it couldn't perform any miracle until they filled the water pot. So we can't leave everything to God. We can't leave everything to God. There are parts that we must play. And at times, those who do not even have a relationship with God know how to fill the water pot. And they get things going. And those who know God just push everything to God. They don't do anything. They don't think of what they will do. I will pray. Prayer will not bring money to the table.
Oh, no.
Prayer will not bring money to the table. You need money to pay your children's school fees. You need money to pay your rent. You need money to put food on the table. Prayer cannot be a substitute for that. So our approach must be complete. It must be a wholesome approach. It must be a wholesome approach. Don't say God is in control. When you bring up the issue, guy, how much are you earning? God is in control. Where are we going to live after we get married?
By faith.
God will provide.
By faith. And it happened. Sincerely, it happened then. Because we loved God too much, and we had this feeling that God was never going to leave us nor forsake us. And so we just jumped into it like that. And then when we're in it, we now started struggling. And then sometimes we even asked ourselves, God, where are you? Why did you allow me to get here? How come I got here? But you see, God is not responsible for the part that you're supposed to play. Just like when Lazarus said, undo the grave clothes, remove the tomb. That's the stone you put to cover the tomb. He didn't do that for them. So also God would not do what you were supposed to do for you, what you were capable of doing. Let him do his own part. You do your own part. And that's where you come into studying about finances, understanding financial, you know,
having financial intelligence.
Exactly. Having financial intelligence. We didn't really look at that then.
That's true.
It wasn't something that was a priority then. And so we've learned a lot.
Yeah, we've learned. You know, when you look at money, you look at Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18. It says, for thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he who gives you power to get wealth. The NIV translation says, it gives you ability. Ability to get wealth. Now, what God gives us is not wealth. God gives us ability. We get the wealth, we use the ability. And if we must use the ability, we turn the ability to productivity. You know, and then, you know, through what we produce, goods and services, solutions to human problems, answers to human questions, we get wealth. So we can't put it at God's table. We can't put it at God's feet and say, no, it's God. No, we have our role to play. And there are couples that are having problems today because they are waiting on God to drop the money on their laps. What God gives you is ideas. But you must develop the idea. You must build up the idea to turn it to wealth. You see, we must learn. That's where the children of the world are wiser than the children of the kingdom. The children of the world understand how to translate ability into productivity and then get wealth. But the children of the kingdom who have been given a guarantee to get wealth are not following the process. Our marriages are suffering. And our homes are suffering. Our love lives are drying up. Emotions are drying up. Passion is drying up. Feeling is drying up. Because what? We have not followed the path of wisdom.